this is not going to work. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is StellaZone. If you're a new subscriber, I want to say thank you and welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. And to all my subscribers, thank you guys, okay, for the love and support. I know it's been a while since I did a cooking video. I've been keeping busy, the weight loss. Alright, so today I'm going to show you what I'm going to make. I'm going to make Ghana cabbage stew. You see this cabbage that I sent Steven to go grocery shopping and he did really well. I'm impressed. Thank you, honey. Thank you. It's like, so yeah, I decided to make cabbage stew to meal prep for the week for Steven. And so I was like, I have to make cabbage stew. And I told him, I said, I have this corned beef. So in Ghana, corned beef. I have this corned beef that I want to use. There's like I just five. I have this corned beef I want to use to make the stew. So I have a few ingredients here that I am going to walk you through. I'm just going to keep this simple because you guys know I like to simplify the recipe, so people that are not from Ghana can try the recipe as well. And you can use, there are several corned beef on the market. You don't have to necessarily use corned beef. You can use the, like, you know how I like to bake my mackerel and use it in cooking. You can use fish, you can use chicken, you can use minced meat, or yeah, you can use minced meat like beef. And yeah, that is it. And okay, so cabbage stew, it's not, we don't, I will not say cabbage stew originated from Ghana, because there's a lot of recipes that it's similar in African countries, and I can say it originated from Ghana. Everybody, like jollof rice, Nigerians have their jollof rice, let me not even go there, but they have their own twist. Ghana, we have our own twist. Cameroonian have their rice, they have an own twist. So it's just like cabbage stew, which is enjoyed by several different people in other African countries, but in Ghana, we make it as just like basic stew, making a basic just a regular stew, tomato stew, and adding the cabbage to it. But obviously you can twist it to however you want to do it. I always say, like, you don't have to make it fun, do like add something, take some. You don't have to always follow the recipe, okay? You don't always have to follow the recipe. That's what cabbage stew, that is what cabbage stew is. And you can eat it with rice, like boiled rice, boiled yam, boiled plantain, boiled potatoes. You know, you can have it with cocoyam. So that's even like, you can have it with gari, like eba, you know, with banku. And we get into the ingredients. So your main ingredient, of course, is called cabbage stew for a reason. So you're going to need your cabbage, okay? I'm using regular cabbage. Stevie was like, should I get red cabbage? I said, no, just get the green cabbage. I have onions here. I have 1 tomato that I'm going to slice up. I have some spices, which I'll put in the description box. I have half a cup of pure vegetable oil. I have some tomato paste that I'm not going to use the whole thing. I'll just scoop some out. I have my corned beef. I'm just kidding. I have my corned beef here. I have some tomatoes here. These were like frozen tomatoes. I add some jalapenos to it for flavor. I have one habanero and some Kpakposhito. My Kpakposhito is not spicy because it's been in the freezer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this. I don't want to, you know, in Ghana we are notorious, most of us are notorious of like cooking with a lot of oil. So I'm going to blend this and cook this beforehand, okay, before I make the stew. Let me show you. You guys can use this method and it can reduce greatly the amount of oil you use in cooking. So hold on, let me show you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and blend the tomatoes and the pepper. So I'm adding 1 garlic clove to that.
You can use a bigger knife.
All right, so I'm adding about 1/4 size of the onion that I have, and I'm going to add a bit of water, and then add it to my tomatoes and pepper. And now blend. All right, so this is the tomatoes, the onions, and the peppers all blended with the garlic, okay? So I'm going to, I want this to thicken up, you know, because when you have to obviously make this with the stew, you're going to have to let it simmer, reduce. So to do that, I put this in the rice cooker, right? And then I turn the rice cooker on, and then I put it on just white rice, and it's going to cook. It will bring it to like it will bring it to a boil, and then it will help it simmer, okay, nicely, so that you don't have to. So it's like pre-cooking it before using it to make the stew. That way you don't end up using a lot of oil to cook your food. So yeah, I'm just going to let this sit and do. I close it, but not all the way. See, just you don't not that. Just leave it open so that the heat can come out. All right, now moving on to the rest of the ingredient. I'm going to go ahead and I don't think I'm going to use the whole cabbage. So
maybe half.
Yeah, maybe half of the cabbage, or maybe more than half. I don't know, but I don't think I'm going to use the whole thing. So I take the first two outer skin off, take the head off. Okay, and if you have any more, like the skin is darker, I just take it off. Wherever the skin, you see the skin is darker or dirty, you can just take it off. All right, and then take just take the part attached to the head. It's like the neck. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and start. You don't have to have a technique to slice the cabbage, okay? If it will be easy for you, just go ahead and divide it up again, okay? And then by that way it will be easy for you to work with. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of salt, sprinkle a little bit of salt. I saw my mom do this growing up, and my sister also, and each time I asked them, why would you put salt on the cabbage? And they're like, to help get like any like germs or bacteria or whatever thing that might have latched on or whatever. So I have been doing that ever since. And then I just add water. So I just add water to it and then just let it sit for I'll probably say 2 to 3 minutes. It's not to soften it or anything, and then you can strain it. Okay, so now let's move over. Yeah, it's like my new cooking pot. Isn't this cute? I got this from Marshall's. You got this from me from Marshall's. I saw this, and it's like quality. Like whenever I buy pot, that's how I go. To make sure that it's like durable and it's quality, okay? That's what my grandmother used to do. Like she'll pick up the pot and then knock the bottom of the pot to see how heavy and how good it will be in terms of when you use it for cooking. So I learned a lot from my late grandmother. May her soul rest in peace. I'm adding my oil. Alright, so I'm going to add my onion. Sorry, did I burn you? Sorry. Don't be burning your husband while you're cooking, okay? Alright, so I have the heat on high for now, okay? I'm going to let this cook. While I move on, I'm going to go ahead and... Alright, so after letting it sit for a few minutes, I just pour it in a strainer and then put this bowl underneath so the water will, yeah, just let it sit. Leave it alone, okay? Leave it alone. So I'm going to cook this till the onions like soften up, and this will be anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, okay? So you want the onions to soften up. Guys, I haven't cooked it like, so I'm like super excited. I'm like hyped up right now, okay? This is like my therapy because Steven traveled for work for like almost like, 2 weeks? And I was like, I'm going to be good with my diet. So, look, this is like, yes! Sorry.
Cooking is your drug. Oh.
I'm telling you. So people, this is my drug, okay? Like I will just be here and I'll be high. So you guys don't understand. This is like, I don't know, but this is like, thank you, Lord. I don't know. So you guys see what I'm talking about? So this is starting to like boil, okay? And then I would just let it like simmer. So like there's like the liquid in it, see? Because if I say I'm going to mix stew with this, I need a lot of oil. It's sort of, you have to fry it to simmer it, and I'm not doing that. Ain't nobody got time for this. So rice cooker. All right, guys. So can you see my onions now? It's nicely cooked. So I'm going to add. I had 1 medium-sized tomatoes which I sliced up, and I'm adding that in here. Yeah, I brought the heat down to I'll probably say 6. Yeah, not on 5. My carrot stew, my carrot stew. You see, I will give it another like 5 minutes. I'll give it another 5 minutes or something like that. But make sure you're constantly stirring so that the sauce doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. You don't want a bent sauce. That is not cool, and StellaZone will rate you a 0. I'm just kidding. I know all my followers, all my subscribers, you are a good cook, okay? I'm a good cook, so you guys are learning from the best. It's a gift from God, and I thank God for it. So you guys can see, right? Can you guys see the liquid part? Can you guys see like the liquid part? It's like it's simmering, okay? It's good. So what I'm going to do is I have my tomato paste here. I'm going to take 1 heaping teaspoon, and then I'll add another one. So that makes it 2. Stir it in here, mix it, and let it also cook with this sauce. This is my secret, okay? Don't show anybody. Don't tell anybody. All right. So with this chopped up tomatoes with the onions, this is the consistency you're looking for. So everything is softened up, okay? And now my sauce that I was cooking in the rice cooker, it's done. See how it's like all thickened up now? You see, I'm going to add. So after the whole sauce cooking in the rice cooker, that cuts down the cooking down for the stew because that sauce is cooked now. So what I'm doing is after adding it in with the tomatoes and the onions, I wait maybe 3 minutes, and then I'm going to add my corned beef.
Corned.
Adding corned beef. Corn. 1 Ghana for your pockets. Add a little bit at a time to see. So that is the corned beef. You put the corned beef and make sure you break it up so it's not lumpy in your stew. So it's cooking nicely. Break it up. Okay, I'm going to let it cook for about 5 minutes with the stew, but I'm going to add my spices in here, okay? And like I said, I'll have the spices. What I have in here is Badia seasoning spice, have Maggi, paprika, turmeric, cumin, and oregano. Yeah, oregano. I'll add a little bit of rosemary. I'll add maybe a dash of rosemary. Just rosemary to it. All right, guys, before you add any extra salt, okay? Taste the stew, because I don't want people to be like, Stella, I made it too salty. I always tell you, taste the stew, because the corned beef can taste a bit salty, okay? So make sure you taste the salt in the food to make sure that it's to your discretion before you add any extra salt. Okay, because you don't want salty stew, then all this effort will go to waste, okay? And so I'm going to go ahead and add the cabbage. I did not add. I didn't add the rosemary, okay, because I felt like I was good on the spice. I have my assistant chef here. I told him that I'll fire him if he misbehaves. He said I can't fire him. I have my assistant chef here who is always helping me whenever I cook. Trust me, he does more than you guys were thinking at the video. No, he does more than that, okay? We cook together, we're a team. So for the cabbage, I normally don't want my cabbage like overcooked because this is like a vegetable where you can eat it raw. So now that the stew is done, at this point, if you are okay with it, you can make sure you mix the stew in with the cabbage, okay? That's what I'm doing right now. And then you can just turn the heat off and cover it and let it sit for, I would say, 5 minutes, and the heat will cook the stew. You don't need to keep the stove, like you don't need to keep the fire going. Just you can turn it off. And this is like enough stew for the cabbage. Once everything like wilts, the cabbage wilts down, you'll really be able to tell. I'm just going to like 10, or you can put the heat on low. You can bring it to like where it says low. Just cover it. Give it numero uno, okay? Cinco.
5 minutes.
5. Guys, I need Spanish, okay? Enum. Let me say, you know, enum 5. Enum. So after 5 minutes, then you know you can just like uncover, stay, and it's ready. But like I said, if you want the cabbage a little crunchy, just take it off the heat, okay? You can like just take it off the heat. But if you want it cooked a little softer, just turn the heat off. The cabbage doesn't need too much heat to cook, okay? We'll be back in 5 minutes to show you the finished product. Guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. So this is my cabbage stew, all done now, nicely cooked. So you guys can see the cabbage is not like super soft, okay? It has a little bit of crunchiness to it, and this tastes so delicious. So give this recipe a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's the way you get updates whenever I post new videos. If you guys have any comments, questions, please use the comment section and let me know. You can also email me at StellaZoneTV@gmail.com, okay? All right, so until we meet again right here on StellaZone, have a wonderful day. God bless each and every one of us. And remember, this food is for your stomach. The word of God is what you need, okay? He's the bread of life. Jesus is the bread of life. Bye.